On MorningLine, final segment with Jim Shulman, the Vice Mayor, and the number 737-7587. Just wanted to ask you, it's interesting, you know, it seems like a blink of an eye, but when the Titans moved here back in, I guess, was it 98, 99, when they finally ended up in, you know, which is now Nissan Stadium. It was a new stadium and it was built. Now, all these years later, compared to other NFL stadiums, it's considered old. You know, to ask and consider upgrading or building a new stadium is a tall order, but if you're ever going to do it, it's when the team goes to the Super Bowl or wins. And I just have to say, at the beginning of the show, we talked about, if you remember, whether you're a sports fan or not, how crazy it was here during the Stanley Cup. And that's great. Stanley Cup's great. In my opinion, Stanley Cup winning that, saying nothing about the sport, pales in comparison to a World Series championship or an NFL Super Bowl championship in terms of just the craze.
You may want to talk to the Predators, I don't know.
No, I'm just saying it's not any more important, but yeah, the bottom line, the Preds are probably going to admit as well. I mean, I'm sorry. Winning a Super Bowl is the penultimate in this country of any sport, period. Now, it's just one game, and you could say 7 games in a series of the World Series or hockey is different, but talk about, in your mind, I mean, the Titans now, if they win next week, will host, hopefully if they win, 2 playoff games and go to the Super Bowl. I'm getting ahead of ourselves, but I mean, think about what's going to happen here. Last time we did this, it was in '99, right? When we
well, no, it was, well, yeah, in the Super Bowl. Was it 99 or, well, I can't remember.
98, 99 season, something like that.
Yeah.
And we went to Jacksonville and had to win and came back. But now this time around, if we win, we will be hosting the AFC Championship.
That's right.
How big will that be for the city?
That will be obviously a big time deal.
Insane.
Yeah. Now, so probably the event that I remember the most about anything in the city that I just blew me away was when the Predators, I think it was Game 6, when the Penguins were down here. It was in the Stanley Cup Finals, and I was downtown, and you couldn't move on Fifth Avenue.
In the streets downtown, it was incredible. Incredible. I don't think we'll see that by itself because the game, well, I mean, of course it's going to be in the middle of winter, a little better weather for the Preds, but I mean, what do you think we'd have downtown for an AFC championship?
I think if you remember when we won the AFC championship and went to the Super Bowl, the team came back in and there was an event at Nissan Stadium.
Right.
And, you know, people filled up the stands and they were celebrating the fact that we won. And then I don't remember, obviously the game was in Atlanta, so it was not that far away.
Right.
One of the unique things I think about when the Predators were in that playoff run, first of all, they weren't supposed to be there.
Yeah, it was a great story.
And the story was great, and it just started building and building, and then when they started bringing out the country music stars to sing, then it just built even more, and you remember somebody sang from the top of Tootsie's that day. I mean, it was just unbelievable what was going on. But the game was there. So a lot of people, if you remember, came down and watched it on big screens around,
outside
and they was
stadium,
watching it on Fifth and Broad, because it was going on right there.
Yep. It
was inside.
And which is what you'll have for the AFC Championship.
The AFC Championship, you'll have the same thing. So you watch that, and then I would guess that if the Super Bowl is played and we're in, there'll be lots of places probably in town to watch it.
Yeah.
And maybe one big place where a lot of people can gather as a group.
Yeah, it just doesn't get any bigger than that. And then, if they win the Super Bowl, then they're going to say, we want a new stadium. Or let's expand it and put a dome over it. Maybe one of these days we can host a Super Bowl.
Do you have some room maybe out near your house that we can...
I do think, though, they say now with the building of the hotels that we have, one of the things the NFL looks at is, do you have enough hotel space to accommodate a Super Bowl crowd? And I think the city has approached that. The city now has approached getting that number if it were to ever host one of the political conventions? It's reached that threshold now where we have enough, I think.
Yeah, I think we're good. And obviously there are bids out there to host the convention.
Yeah, I've heard both the Republican and Democrat, maybe bids made on both sides, and who knows, one of them, wouldn't be surprised if one of the conventions are held here in Nashville. A lot
of stuff happening.
All right, listen, it's been great having you on. You're going to be at the meeting tonight, of course, and it's just going to be, you guys be wrapped up in an hour and a half? What is it, minimum 5 hours if you're lucky?
If we're lucky, we're out before 11. Tonight, calendar's shorter.
Yeah.
We have about 20 bills, I think, on public hearing. I could look.
Okay.
And then we have some resolutions that may take a little while to discuss, but not much on second and third reading.
Okay.
So I would say before 9 o'clock.
Okay, well, we'll see. And we'll talk to you about what happens next time you come on. Listen, thanks for coming on. It's a new year. You and I have become friends. We don't do a lot outside of work. I've run into you a few times outside about. We always say hi and all this, but it's just nice to have you on in this new year.
Thank you.
I really appreciate you coming on and taking time, and hopefully we keep doing this. You know, it all started with the pandemic, and you were kind enough to come on when things were really, people needed answers, and now we'll just continue to do this.
Happy to do it, and if I get up early enough next time, I'll bring you a homemade biscuit.
You knew that was coming. That was my last question.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, have a great day, and appreciate you coming on. Happy New Year, all right, my friend?
Happy New Year to you.
Take a break. I'll be back to wrap things up right after this.